Oh, that's like right in front of my face. Hang on a second here. I thought I had arranged that, but apparently I did not. Okay. What is up, my fellow questers and gamers and painters? I am coming at you live for another painting stream. I'm not feeling the hottest at the moment. Like I feel a little under the weather, not terrible, but a little nauseous. So I took a nausea pill. So hopefully that'll kind of. I feel a little better already. So hopefully that'll continue on as we go through the night here. Um, we are going to be doing the monk tonight. We're going to be painting the monk tonight. As long as I can hold out. And then the first thing I'm going to be working on is doing the tops of the doors. Luke mentioned in the last stream and reminded me to paint the tops of the doors because while he's playing, sometimes it's a little hard from the overhead camera to tell what's a door and what's a wall. So I'm just going to add a little gold at the very top of this. And so, yeah. And then hopefully I can get the monk done. She's the one that I've been excited to try to paint because I really like her miniature, the model. So I'm excited to paint her. So as always, thank you guys if you're joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me and chatting with me, and let's get started. There we go. Okay, and I did attach that light. And so, starting the music here, I did attach the light to the thing, and you can probably see the cord of it there. So I did attach that, and I do think that it makes, it's a nice light there. So, yo, Justin, what's up? Thank you for joining me. So these are doors that I painted already. I'm actually going to move this. Yeah, here. So I already had painted these doors. I'm trying to keep it within the light here. And so I actually saw on one of the groups that Luke and I follow on Facebook, one of the Hero Quest groups, somebody had also hand painted and had this same board and everything, and he had painted the doors, and one of the doors he painted was blue. It was like a real deep, like royal blue color. I really liked it. I thought it was really, really cool. It was really, really neat. So I'm just going to use this Hoplite gold color because it's a really nice, decent gold, just to paint the very tops, just the very top of these. So I probably wouldn't even need my glasses, honestly, to do that, but better safe than sorry on that, just to make sure that I cover it good and I get everything done that I need to do. So without further ado, let's get started on that. Just put a little gold in there. Probably won't take a whole lot because these are fairly small squares that are on these. Let me move you guys down a little bit closer. I do think that light is going to make a difference. I hope it does, and you guys can see a little bit, more clear what I'm doing essentially. Okay, so let's get started on this. So I'm hoping that this will be enough of a color difference that you'll be able to see it from far away. And that you'll be able to see it, while Luke's playing. When he has a door there, you'll be able to tell that it's a door. That's what I'm hoping. Justin says, there's a fan-made PC port of Zelda Twilight Princess with cheat codes, so I'm trying it out and doing wacky stuff. How's that going for you? I didn't really watch play a whole lot of the Zelda games when I was growing up. I liked the Zelda games. I played Link to the Past because when I was a kid, I got a Super Nintendo for a gift, and that was one of the games that I got with it. So I played that one growing up, and it wasn't until I was with Luke that I really started to get into like a bunch of the other games and stuff. And me and Luke have played through a couple of them together. He played Twilight Princess, and that ended up being like my favorite one. I absolutely loved Twilight Princess. It was so much fun. I love the graphics of that game, and I just in general love the look of that game, how it's kind of dark and and gothic-y looking compared to the other games. I really like that aesthetic, really like a lot, because it's just so pretty, I think. And that storyline is crazy too. I actually Luke played Breath of the Wild, and I watched him play that, and then when Tears of the Kingdom came out, I played that one. So we kind of went back and forth on that, where he played Breath of the Wild. I started Breath of the Wild, but I didn't finish it. Just because it's a really long game, and when you have kids, it's hard to focus a lot of time on something like that. Just because how in-depth it is and how much there is to it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I just, setting aside the time to have, Yeah, I think the gold on top of these is going to help too. Because these are like a kind of a goldish bronze color that's on the things there. So I really think that this is going to help a lot. So hopefully it'll be enough of a contrast that you will be able to see the difference, is what I'm hoping. I'm going to try to keep it in the light there so it gets the best of it. Might move it a little bit more towards me, just so that way it's on there a little more. And you guys let me know, whoever is watching, Justin and anybody else who may be watching, if that light has made a difference. Because I think it has, but obviously I'm doing it in real life while you guys are just watching me do it, so let me know. And it's not going to take much gold to cover these areas, because this gold is pretty bright, and it usually only needs, it covers pretty well, so it usually only needs just the one coat. And these are big enough and like such a small area at the top that I don't need to attach them to the little handheld thing that I have that I put the minis on when I'm painting. Justin says, it seems better, but this is the first time I'm not watching on a phone, so... Yeah. I mainly just wanted a better light above me so you guys could see what I'm doing just a little bit better. Because I can see it just fine because I got the light on my glasses. But as far as being able to see it from your guys' perspective, I know it was a little bit more difficult and harder to see. So, but I think that this is going to work nice. Just give it a little bit of a better top there to be able to see it better when Luke's playing, to know exactly what's a door and what isn't. Okay, Luke's on and he says, looks good on the phone too. Alright, good. I am happy about that. For sure. See if Luke can outlast the stream tonight. He usually falls asleep. Understandable though. We're pretty much just exhausted all the time. When you work and have kids, it's a full-time job in and of itself, just the kids. But then when you add, a full-time job on top of that, it gets even, you're even more exhausted, essentially. Luke said, nah, I'm definitely going to fall asleep soon. Haha, yep. Yep, I about figured. But that's fine. We need all the sleep we can get. Yeah, I figured I would start with these doors just to get them knocked out and done. because it won't take me long to just paint the tops of these all real quick. And then we can move on to the monk. I went ahead the other night while Luke was streaming. It wasn't last night, but the night before. And I came down here to start priming the rest of the heroes that I need to paint soon. And I went ahead and dry brushed them all. So all I have to do is worry about painting them now. The dry brushing and the priming and all that's already done. So that's fun. But that's already done. Don't gotta worry about it. I just really, I don't know who invented dry brush or who was the first person that ever discovered that, but I really like the way that that brings out the details in these minis and stuff. Details that you didn't even know were there. I finished Grimina the other night on stream. She was the one that I got done. It took me 2.5 hours to paint Grimina. I couldn't believe that. But, when Luke was looking at her, he was like, I can't believe all the details on this backpack that I just never noticed before. And I said, I know. I said, dry brushing always brings all that just completely to the surface that you didn't even realize was there. I said, so it works out. I like the dry brushing technique. I like the way it makes all the minis look. Brings out stuff that I can... Because I'm not even sure, like, if you decided to paint them, like, white instead of, like, priming them in black and then dry brushing them in white. Like, if you would get all that detail, like, if you would, if you wouldn't still miss stuff if it was just painted white. Justin says there's a moon jump cheat, and I'm using that to bypass doors, so I did one dungeon, then went to get the Master Sword. Now I'm in Hyrule Castle. Cool. Yeah, it's been a long time since we played Twilight Princess, but that one was a lot of fun. I wish that they would release it on the Switch. Because I really liked that one. That one was one of my favorites. I also wish they would do the... what's it called? The Super Mario the Double Dash. That's on the GameCube. I loved that game. Luke introduced me to that game, and we played that game probably... for days we went through and we played that game, and it was so much fun. And I wish that they would release it on the Switch. Because we also have like the Mario Kart 8 or whatever it is, and it kind of has some like the same things with the balloon popping and stuff, but you're like against a whole bunch of other people, and that's fun too. But I really liked the double dash version. It's a lot more fun because it's just you against one other person versus a whole room of people. I am feeling a little bit better now, so hopefully that nausea pill, I love those nausea pills. I had a hysterectomy in February, and one of the medications that they gave me was a nausea medication to take. And so every time I get that particular prescription, because I've had it before from other surgeries and stuff that I've had, and I always try to make those last as long as possible because they are just miraculous little nausea pills. I love them. They just melt underneath your tongue. And then, like, within, like, just minutes, I'm feeling better. And so I really like those a lot because it's just immediate relief almost, which is nice. I don't know what happened, man. I was sitting here and I was ready for the stream, and then, like, all of a sudden I'm starting to feel really sick. And I'm like, oh, man, this happened to me. Like, was it just last week or, like, the week before? I can't remember. Luke says, might want to move the camera back a little. The door isn't in the shot pretty often. Okay. Like this way, probably. So like from here or more this way? Probably this way. Okay. I'll come more this way. Other way? So more like that way? To go that way? No, okay, so back this way. This way. More towards me. Luke just says, no. Okay, so I got the tops of these doors done. Let's see here. So, yeah, I think that's enough of a little bit of a color difference there that it will work. So, I didn't even turn my light on. I might not even need it with this light. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick these back into the drawer. But I'm going to stand them upright so that they can dry. And then it was as simple as that. Doors are done and ready. Well, these particular set of doors are done and ready. Look at that. Lots of gold tops. How much of a difference is that? Does that look a lot better? So, like, if you're playing and the camera's about that far away, you can pretty easily see that, I think. So, I think that worked really well. Okay. So now, time for the monk. The monkey. Okay, this is what it looks like. Dry brushed. Okay, yeah. Luke says that should be easy to see. Okay, good. Alright. So, if I can get it. I can't ever get these angles right. There we go. Okay. So there's that. Alright. So this is what the card looks like. So we're going to try to replicate this color palette on this, which I really, really like a lot. So we're going to start with the skin tone. That's usually what I start with. And the monk's skin tone is pretty light. So I got this light mocha color. So I'm hoping that this will be a nice, it's not too dark, not too light. I think this will be a good skin color. So let me scrape off all the, pardon me, I just got paint on me. Okay, so we're just going to use just a little bit of that because she doesn't really have a whole lot of skin showing. It's mainly just her face and her hands, I think, because she's got like boots on and stuff. So, yeah. So, just her face and her hands. So that's what we'll start with. And again, I'll probably have to go back over this with a second coat just because the dark areas tend to show through on a first coat of this particular paint. Okay. Me a little bit more. Okay. And that's on the staff. Face. And then ears, I guess. The ears are shown. I didn't even realize that. Okay. going to have to retire this paintbrush, I think, and I'm so sad about it. I know I've said that, but I am really sad about it. I really love this paintbrush a lot. Okay, and then these are like bangs, but this is still part of the face down through here, so. And some over here as well. Oh, gotta be careful not to hit that with my glasses. The light. That's hair. I'm hoping once that dries, I won't have to put too much of another, just spot checking essentially. Hopefully. Okay. Alright. So then the hair, she's got like a really dark brown hair. I thought it was black at first, but it's actually like a really dark brown. So I chose to do this satchel brown color. Of course, I may not want to do her hair when her skin is drying. That's probably not a good idea. Okay, we'll move on and do... She has something here on her belt, and I can't figure out what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't even tell, like, in the picture what it is. It's something. I don't know what it is. Alright, so maybe we'll do the pants next. So I chose this, it's called Blinding Light. I gotta shake it up really good. Pardon me while I shake up my paint. I definitely got paint all over my dress right there. Darn it. Hope that'll come out in the wash. Alright, this one's gonna need shook up pretty good. Shake, shake, shake. It's a getting there. Okay. Yeah, because in the picture, the pants are like white, but they have like almost gray highlights on them. So I thought maybe if I did this and then maybe I could try to put some light highlights on it. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna figure it out here. Alright. I'm gonna pull off the old paint that's stuck to this. Pardon me. I'll get rid of that. Another little bit there. And another little bit. Alright. Go in the trash can. Okay. Get in the trash. Alright. And like I said, the other night when I was painting, it doesn't have to be exact, but I want it to be similar. At least similar. So, let's go in here and see how this looks. How this is going to come out here. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. And that'll come down in here. This color is pretty runny. So I hope that it will work good. I may not even need to put any kind of accent color on it or anything, because the dry brush may just do that for me, which would be awesome. If that is the case, that would be awesome. Let's see. Down in there. Up in there, down in there. All around in there. Yeah, I actually think that kind of created the effect without me needing to. That's kind of cool. So, that's pretty awesome. Rearrange here. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks cool. All right, cool. Okay. So next, I think I'm going to work on this little belt that's right here. I think you can see that there's like a little belt right here. Because that's going to be like this, in the color, or in the card, it's like this, that little belt thing right there that's hanging down is like a peachy color. So I'm going to use this pastel salmon color, and we're going to just see how that looks. Hopefully it looks the way I want and need it to. Is what I'm hoping for. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work out nice. That'll be a nice color. Give us nice coverage. Just use a little bit here. There we go. Okay, mix that up a little bit. Okay. See if I can get that color to come through on there. Sometimes the lighter colors, like the pastel colors and stuff, don't want to show up very well. And so you have to do a couple of coats of them just because they're pretty thin. Because it's a speed paint, so it's fairly watery. And the lighter you go with it, the harder it is to see. So I might have to do a double coat on this for sure, probably. Just to make sure that it does get covered nicely. I think for sure. Oh, this goes all the way around too. Okay. Oops, got on the stuff a little.
See all of my neighbors live just like me. Raised here in this pretentious industry. Too arrogant to take responsibility.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll let that dry, and then I'll add a second coat to it. because I do think that color, or maybe I should have painted it white first and then painted that color on top of it. We'll see what a second coat looks like. Okay, now I think that the face is pretty dry, probably. So I'm going to do the hair next. Again, with this satchel brown color that I said earlier. Whoa! I'm going to drop it on the floor first. Pardon me. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Ow. And then I just hit the thingy. Sorry if you guys bounced around there for a second. Okay. Very small amount. Doesn't need much at all. Okay. Okay. Does she have... Yes, she does. She's got a little, like, ribbon or something in her hair. So be careful with that I don't paint over that by accident with a dark color, because it's that same peachy color, I think. So I gotta be really, really careful here. Very small area, I gotta be very careful. She's got a little hair ribbon. I gotta be careful not to paint. Yeah. Whoops. I'll just throw my paintbrush, that's fine. Oh man, this is tedious up around her hair here. Okay, and I think her staff's going to be really cool because it's black and gold, which I didn't expect. So I think that that's going to be really cool when I get to that. Okay, so now I think that salmon color is still drying. And I do like that pants color. I just got to figure out if I like the look of that or if I do want to do another coat. I actually do think I like that. You know, it kind of comes through. And looks nice, I think. Her boots are not in this, but I think I determined that I was going to make them the same like dark blue that's on this card. So, like on the card here, she has this dark blue that's like underneath the teal color. So I think I'm going to do her boots in that same color, since how her boots aren't in that picture. We're going to go with it. We're just winging it and hoping it works out. Alright, let's see. And I think the next thing is going to actually be that dark blue part. So I chose to do this cloudburst blue. So let me give that a shake-a-rooney. Okay. That color laid out. Alright. So let me take a look at this card real quick. Okay, it's just like the underneath. So, yeah. Alright, so it's this piece right here. I think that was a good color choice. That matches pretty close. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you pick in colors. Like if you're trying to get it accurate, like if you're trying to do an accurate representation of what's on the card, sometimes it's not easiest to tell if the color you're picking is the right color, because it can be some of the colors aren't always don't always look the way they do in the bottle. Like after you dump them out and then start painting with them, you're like, that was not even close to the right color. I've had that happen to me before. Careful in this area not to get the sleeve. Okay, that pretty well. Definitely a nice color choice for sure. Okay, and so then we're going to do this area up here is also that blue color. Now I don't think I accurately had a color that represents the teal on this. And so I kind of just went with what I thought I had that was the closest. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be happy with it and that it's not going to be too dark, because that's what I'm afraid of, that it's going to end up being too dark. And I definitely don't want it to be too dark. Alright, I think that this back piece is all of the shirt too, as well. There's like a sash that comes down in the front, but I think it's only in the front. I don't think it's in the back. So, and then after I get this shirt piece done, it should be dry enough for me to go over that sash, that salmon color again, and then hopefully Also be able to put it up on the thing in her hair, the like little tie in her hair. Now that I'm looking at it, I think that actually might be a sash as well. Blue sleeve. I think I got the end part there. Nicely. Okay. And see that dry brushing shows through some details too that just are really cool. And I'm probably going to end up doing a lighter blue to even bring that out a little bit maybe. Depending if I have a brighter one that will work for that. So we'll find out. Okay, and then I'm going to go over this salmon again. I still have some here, so we're going to actually just get a little bit more. And hope it works. That's not too watery. Don't know how much I like it. One of the other things that I don't like about this, some of this, these colors just run. They run everywhere no matter how precise you try to be. They just spill over and run. And so sometimes it's really difficult to accurately paint in an area with these colors. And it just not look like a runny mess in certain areas. So I'm trying to make sure I get this done so that way any areas that do run over will be covered up with with the color that I'm going to do for those. Let me just get it on these pants. On her pants, whatever. Whatever she wants to be. Or, you know, yeah. Yeah. We're going with it. We're going with the flow here. Yeah, I think that if I have to paint another one of these, if I want to do it accurately again, I'm going to paint that white first and then put the peach color over top of it. So we'll see. Alright, yeah, because that ran a little bit better, or a little bit more than what I would have liked. And so I think in a little bit of certain areas of it, it's going to need a third coat. But I think it's okay, like in the back and stuff. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to move on to the staff. And that is black. So I have this grim black color that I'm going to use for that. Oh. Shadow Spartan 219, what's up? Hi. Glad you joined me. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy the stream and enjoy the painting. And I am happy that you have joined me. They said, I will. Well, good. I'm glad. Sorry if I'm a little awkward. That's just my normal demeanor. I tend to make things awkward, and I try not to, but when I'm nervous and stuff, I babble and see, I'm doing it right this second. I think this color will cover nicely. Sometimes this black can be a little thin, depending on what I'm painting. Like, obviously, it's a speed paint, so it's going to dry really quickly. Shadow Spartan said, nice, thank you. And so, like, if I'm painting the bases, it can tend to show through, especially if there's, like, a lot of white on the base. But, like, on something like this, it'll cover nicely exactly where I need it to. And do exactly what I want it to do. See, I think that this was the main reason why I wanted to do this mini, because this staff that she's holding is black and gold, and I just think it will look so cool once the gold rings are on it. I think it's going to make it look really cool. I just got to be careful not to paint onto the hand in this area. Try to be as careful and cautious as I can. It's an awkward area with not much space for sure. Now I'm going blind. Okay, yeah, I think that worked really well. Okay. Now it's just a matter of getting it up on this side of the hand without bleeding over, hopefully. Shadow said that would look sweet, and I agree. I think it's going to look really nice when it's all done here. I think it's going to come out really nice. Oops. I got a little on the hand, but that's okay. I can cover it. Not a big deal. Happy accident. Happy little accident. That's what I say when I make a mistake. Like Bob Ross always used to say. Now see, as we get up here, it's not wanting to cover as well because it's just a bigger area, which that's not a big deal, and it can be covered if I paint it sideways. I just want to get this first, like, long ways coat on before I try to do it sideways to cover it better. This is a really awkward area right here. Right over the shoulder. Okay. So now I'm going to just go down it like this. So we'll cover all those little areas that it was a little bit thin on. And there's a couple areas that I might have to let it dry and then just quickly swipe a little black over it once it dries. And it's fine. It will work out just fine. Might give it a little bit of a light effect too. Might be cool. Area right there again. Yeah. Yep. Already like it. I think it looked nice. So I'll let that dry. I'll move on to a different area now. Let that dry. And I think maybe the skin's been dry enough now that I can kind of go over the dark spots on the hand to just kind of smooth that out. So Okay, and I did accidentally get just a little bit of the hair. Ooh, got a little bit too much paint on the brush there. Okay. A little dab right there. That worked. Okay, and now paint over this hand. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, I missed a little part of the staff here. Alright, we'll fix that. What color am I using? Oh yeah, black. Oh boy. Okay, and then there's like a little... Come back over here in the light where I can see what I'm doing. Keep my brush from splitting on me. Actually, I think maybe I got that area. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, and I don't think there was any other black on there. I'm trying to determine... Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to paint the boots this blue color too. So let's get to that. Let's go ahead and do that area. I definitely got teal or tan paint on the base, but that's okay. Because I'm going to paint them black, so that is okay. Alright, now on the boots there is a, like this sash, or I'm not sure exactly what to call that, wrap. Like these wrappings, and so these boots are a lot more meticulous than the other boots that I've done. So I'm going to have to be really careful and try to only get the paint exactly where it needs to be. Because depending on what I choose to paint the dressings or the wrappings on the leg, I want to make sure that I don't paint them too light and then I can't cover any, minuscule mistakes I might make. So I just got to be really careful about that. Almost dipped it in the black. Started painting that on there and then been like, wait a minute, why does this look weird? And then it kind of wraps around here. I started to use the new brush that I got the other night, and I didn't like that sometimes with paintbrushes you have to, there's like a little tiny hair that sticks out the end of them that you have to cut off, because if you don't cut that off, then it blurs things and it kind of can smear things and stuff. So I have a pair of scissors up there, so I might go ahead and switch over to that and then just try to trim that down just a little bit before I start using it, because this brush is really starting to fray apart on me. And it's so disappointing because I really love this brush and I hate that. I think I need a little bit more blue. It's starting to get dry on me. need too terrible amount here. Alright, let's see. The details on these wrappings is just a little bit muddied, but it's really not too bad compared to, you know, what I've dealt with before. So a couple places a little bit difficult to see, you know, what's shoe and what's wrapping, but it's really not too terrible, I guess. I think that comes down like that, maybe. And then it's especially hard to see when it's dark, when there's a shadow on it. I think once I paint those, it's going to look really good. Just got to figure out what color I want to do for them. Forgot to paint the back of the shoe. Or I missed painting the back of the shoe. Glad I noticed that. Not that it would have been hard to cover, but better to do it now instead of having to come back later to do it. Okay, so now we're going to work on, what's the next color I want to work on? I think, yeah, I wonder if I can just use this gray for this little, whatever this little bulbous thing is that's on her hip. I don't know what it is, but we're just going to paint it the same color that I painted her pants, because I think it's close, at least it's pretty close to the color that's on her pants, so we're going with it. And it'll cover the little salmon mistake I made earlier. Okay, this one is pretty runny too. So what I'm going to try to do to remedy that is just get my brush wet and then run it along where it ran, and that'll kind of pull it out of where it ran. And again, this color is bright enough that it'll be easy to color the little mistake, or easy to cover the little mistake, so that's really not going to be a big deal by any means. Once that dries, I'll just put a little bit of the blue over there that it ran onto, and then I think honestly this salmon color needs to be a little bit more over here. Let's see if this is dry enough. We can put another coat on it, which it looks like it is. I think it is. Just gonna try to do that to kind of cover the area that's still really dark, and the same on the back. I'm just gonna kind of dab it in there so it'll stick to it a little bit better. And let that dry like that. My dog is in here. What are you doing, Pip? Alright, so now that that part's done, I actually want to do the ribbon and the hair. I'm just so afraid that this is going to run everywhere because it's a runny paint. And so I don't want that to happen. Don't want it to run all over the hair. I try to be as careful as I can about applying this. I'm like holding my breath. I think that actually went pretty well. The only thing I'll have to redo, I think, is just the where the ribbon kind of hangs down. Or not redo, but like double coat it. Once it's dry, I'll have to put another coat right there, I think. But I think that came out really good. So. Okay. Let's see. Oh, nope, I got a little bit of that salmon color on the pants. So let's see if we can fix that. And we can. Alright, that worked too well. Okay, so now that that part is done, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the gold rings that are on the... Still have gold here that I can use? No, it's dry. Okay. And again, I'm just using the Hoplite gold color. And just a little bit more of that, and to do the rings that are on this staff that she has, that she wields very awesomely, I might add. Okay. The very small rings. Very careful. The brush is fraying. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take a small break and go ahead and do that real quick. Get my scissors here and my brush and see if I can't cut the weird little fingers off. Yep, okay. Let's see how this brush does. Now that that part is done for. See if it works any better than it did the other night for me. Okay, I overdid that one just a little bit, but I can fix it with the black. Not a big deal. Not all. Okay. I think there's one. Whoa. do not know what that noise was that I just heard. Oh. My hand is starting to cramp up. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about this brush. Be able to fix any of that was a little bit messy or with the black. Black covers everything, so probably could do it now because this paint dries so quick that, yeah. Right like that. Oh. What just happened just now? Did that? Okay. Why is that stringy? That black getting a little bit dry. That's probably why. I about bet that is why. I'm going to trim just a little bit more of this. I'll do it with my dominant hand here. Let's see how that does. Alright, let's see here. I need a little bit more black right here. Justin says, well, I made it to Ganon, but since I don't have a bow, I can't beat him. Oh, no! Oops! Nice. Okay, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the teal now. So I chose to do, I'm gonna do this, it's called Plasmatic Bolt. And that was the closest that I had to what's on this card. I still think it's going to be a little bit too bright. And then I'm going to try to tone it down with this effect. It's called verdigris. So, I think this was the closest I had to the teal that's, well, actually, maybe. Now I'm questioning myself. Okay, hang on a second here. Because I also have this color. It's a pastel sea foam. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be too light. So maybe I'll do the darker color and then maybe that on top. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. We're going to do it with a darker color. Okay, maybe it's not going to be as dark as I thought. Maybe it'll be even darker than I thought. I don't know. Well, I do know that it's like I need a safety pin. Oh, please don't come shooting out of there. Okay, do I have... This is gonna be too... Hang on one second, guys, because this is like... I do not have any sort of safety pins down here. Anything like that. Oh. And exactly what I didn't want to happen just happened. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, paint explosion. Oh boy. Okay, well I got plenty in there. Plenty more than I didn't need. Justin says, I keep thinking I'm gonna paint, then I don't. And then oops. Yep, that was a big oops. But at least I got plenty of the color that I need here. Darn it. We're going with it. We're going with the flow, even though it was a big flow just now. We're going with it. If I can get it off the table here. Whoopsie. My first whoopsie on camera. Alright. Well, that's such a waste. Oh, I'm so upset. Alright, let's see how this color looks on her. Start with a sleeve. Wow, that is bright. That is bright and dark at the same time. I'm not sure how that works. But again, we're just going to go with it. I cannot believe I did that. That was exactly what I didn't want to happen. And then it was like defiance. It's like, I'll show you. Alright. I cannot believe that happened. Darn it. Oh, it makes me so mad. Oh, no. She's got this teal color up on her hand. Is that just... Oh boy. I need my other brush back. This wouldn't have happened if this wouldn't have happened. trying to work with a new brush has just failed absolutely miserably. I'm going to be mad about that for a long time, probably. Boy, I chose all the runny colors tonight, apparently. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Lord. Go Hand's here. Hey, Go Hand. Said I'm just late. Well, you know what? That's okay. Just like last night, Wizard arrives exactly at the time he means to. Justin says I'm going to try the dry brushing tomorrow. Usually goes very wet to thin the paint. Yeah. Definitely, definitely. Well, you missed it, Go Hand, because I was trying to get paint out of this bottle and the tip of it was dried and I didn't have anything like a safety pin or anything to put down in there, and then like I just barely squeezed it and it just kind of, it's all over my hand. Like, it went everywhere. But you know, I was like, you know, it's fine, it's 100% fine. Things happen. Got it on her hand, which is going to be hard to cover. I hope it's not going to be hard to cover. Anyway. We're going to find out. Easy, fairly difficult. Get that in there without painting anything else. I think I did it. Alright. Woo! Alright, I'm going to use the skin tone again to cover what I did to the hand. Try to loosen that up a little bit. It's kind getting thick because it's drying. So, see what that does. Ah, that's better. Much, much better. All right. Okay. Back to our explosion of color here. I think the thing about that I'm most upset about is just how much of it wasted. Because, like I said, it doesn't take much of this paint to cover. And so, just having that happen, it just wasted so much of it. And then I think these lighter areas I'm actually going to use that effect paint on and just see what happens when I do it. Because I'm curious. I am very curious about it. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I still got more of this to do. This area. Wasn't sure about this color when I first started using it, but now that I've covered more area with it, I think I like it. It's darker than what's on the card, but again, it doesn't have to be 100% exact. I just wanted it close. Well, keep hitting my head on the thing. Justin says, I'm almost done with the second Dungeon Color book. I know, I want to start that series too once I can get the extra money to purchase it. It's on my books to purchase in my book list for sure. I'm excited about it. Let me see about trying to fix this belt a little bit. Also, I need to repaint these back here with another coat. Okay. trying not to breathe too much when I'm doing this. Because it's really, really nerve-wracking. Okay, just dot this. There we go. Oh man, didn't even realize I had accidentally dotted that area. There we go. Now this thing that's on her hip, I don't know what this is, but I just kind of painted it as close to that color as I could get. Okay, so now, let's see, I'm going to do maybe a little bit of that blue. Put right here. Okay. It's starting to pan out. Oh, I think we got our first spam chat maybe for tonight. Let's see. Give me a little bit more of this teal color. Right. Okay, get the sleeve again, just a little bit better. There. There we go. Okay. And then color again. Now on that thing that's on her hip, there's a little ribbon around that, and that's red. So I picked out this poppy red, is what it's called. I drew it up in there. Oh, Justin said it looks great. Thank you. We're getting there. Put a little dab of red over here in the one that I didn't squirt a bunch of turquoise paint into. perfect amount of red right there. Alright, now this is going to be difficult because this is not very big at all. Hold my breath here. Get back in the light a little bit here too. I think a little bit too pink on it. So I'm going to try to cover that. There we go. Now we'll do the two little ribbons that are hanging down. Figure out what the wrapping color I want to probably just do the teal on the legging wraps too. The wraps around the leggings because it makes sense, I guess, to do that. So I don't want to work with the salmon color anymore. It's too thin. Okay, Justin says I gotta go lay down, take care. Okay, bye. Thank you for joining me in my chat tonight, and we'll talk to you later. Oh, it's 1:30. Ooh. I do. All right. Now, I just want to do a little bit more again with the peach color. Need just a little bit more here. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Oh. There. Trying to make this as crisp and clean as I can. But not easy. Oh, I'll just throw that. It's fine. It is fine. I'll try that again. Oh, that just didn't work. Okay, I'll have to let that dry again. One area really good. Okay, let me see. I think what I want to do now is the eyes. Gotta be so careful about that. Eyes are the worst. Might actually, let me see about using the soft tone to do the lip. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. We're gonna find out. Once I get all the dry paint off of it. Just a tiny bit of that. Maybe I'll use this brush for that. See how it goes. Okay. Oh, I'm so nervous. This is such a tiny area. Maybe I'll use this one. Okay, I think that worked. Alright, now we're gonna do Black for the eyes. And since how I ruined my black, no thanks to that being clogged. That is. Faces are so terrifying. Alright, now one of the things that I want to do is we're just going to see. I'm going to get this verdigris. I don't think I'm going to use this one because I think it's too runny. I'm going to use this one to try to just highlight the light areas, although I don't really think it needs it too much because a lot of the light areas they look pretty good just because of the dry brushing. So we're going to see how this looks. Now what I want to do is I think I'm going to add just a little bit of water with that to kind of make it a little bit smoother. So it's not quite so thick. And then I'm just going to get a tiny bit of it. Kind of wipe it off on a paper towel a little. And then maybe just Whew, I'm gonna blink a couple of times. Whew. That actually looks pretty good. Got a couple of things I need to just go over here. Right here. And then on his pants, her pants, whatever. Whatever. There we go. That's better. Oh, that just popped a lot. Yep, sure did. But not enough at the same time. Oop. Color. Cover right. Gotta let them dry a little bit first. And then they work pretty good. Right. Still not happy with this area right here. Holding your breath. Better. Oh, not very talkative tonight, but I'm just pretty tired too. And a long day, as I'm sure everybody is familiar with. You know, everybody has some days where they're just wore out and not talkative. I want to clean up this area just back here real quick, and also a little part of the hair that I got that peach color onto. So, and do just a tad more of that brown to cover that salmon mishap. And back to the hair here. Alright, so I need that in here. Maybe a little bit. Right. There. Quite so. Alright, and then got some skin color here. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright. There we go. That's better. Nope. It was better. Okay, I think it worked. It worked. Okay, so then I still want to try to. Oh, I know one thing that I see that I want to try to fix. There are the pants right here. There we go. That looks better. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to highlight the pants? Don't. That is a question. Let's see, maybe with this bony spikes color. Let's just see what it looks like. Again, just need a little bit. Gonna add a drop of water. Looks like it's good. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a little. I'm just gonna see about. We're going with it. There we go. I felt like that one on that side was a little bit too thick. Okay. Alrighty, so I think that is pretty good. Especially looking at it from a distance. I think next I'm going to do the base. And then we'll call this one done, I think. Make sure there isn't any areas I need to cover up still. Oh, yep, there is. Okay, I just found an area. Let's see. Need some black. It's right over here. Boy, that is really hard to see. And also equally difficult to get to. There. Got it though. Woo, got it right in there at the end. Ooh, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take just my black acrylic paint to do the base. Don't need much of that again. Just a little dab will do. Dabble, dabble, do. Okay, I'm gonna get this just a little wet. Just dab it. Get this wet here. Okay. Okay. I think there's just an area right here that maybe got some gold or something. Some sort of lighter color there. That's a little hard to cover. But we got her. Okay. Let me get that brush taken care of there. Alright. Now, to view this, once I get my eyeballs set here. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get her. What do we think? I think she turned out pretty good. Got it. Readjust my eyes here. See if the having her in the light. And then here's her card. So, see if we can get that actually switched here. I think she's pretty similar at least. Looks pretty close. Oh man, my eyes are crossing. Woo! Yeah, I think she turned out really, really good. So, another hero down. Alright guys, I'm going to bring this back over here to me. And this is all messed up here, but getting ready to, I'll just move this up. How's that? And move it over here a little bit. There we go, that's better. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to stop for the night though, because my eyes are starting to cross, starting to get hard to see. Because I'm also really, really tired. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Um, but I think she came out pretty good. Other than the paint mishap, I think things went pretty well. Oh well tonight. Um, so Thursday night is our night off. So Luke will be back streaming on Friday night. So there will be no stream tomorrow. That's the one night that we take off is Thursday nights, and so he'll be back on Friday to continue the quest. And we'll see you guys then. And thanks for joining me and chatting with me. Even though I didn't do a whole lot of chatting tonight, but I do feel a lot better. I don't feel so sick now. That pill really, really helped. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and hope you tune in on Friday night to join Luke on his next quest. And it was good seeing you guys. Thanks. Talk to you later.